Miranda Priestly is not done ruling the fashion world. She is just getting started again, almost 20 years ago. The world watched The Devil Wears Prada change the way we see fashion, power, and ambition. It was not just a movie about clothes. It was about control. It was about pressure. It was about how far someone will go to succeed. And at the center of it all stood one woman who could silence a room with just one look, Miranda Priestly. Now the story is coming back in a bigger, sharper, and more dangerous way. The sequel is no longer just a rumor. The fashion empire is rising again, and this time the stakes are higher than ever. When the first film released, audiences fell in love with the journey of Andy Sachs, the young writer who stepped into the powerful world of Runway magazine. She was unsure, simple, and very different from everyone around her. But slowly she changed. She learned the rules. She adapted, and in the end, she walked away from it all. That ending felt complete. It felt final, yet fans never stopped asking. One big question: what happened next? The fashion world in the original film was built on print magazines, glossy covers, and powerful editors who decided what was in and what was out. But today, everything is different. Social media controls trends. Influencers launch brands overnight. Fashion moves faster than ever, and that is exactly why this sequel makes sense now. If Runway magazine struggled back then, how can it survive? In today's digital world, how can Miranda Priestly, a woman who built her power on tradition and authority, stay in control when the rules have changed? Reports and strong industry buzz suggest that the sequel will explore the fall of print, media, and the fight to stay relevant. Miranda is no longer just competing with other magazines. She is fighting tech companies, online platforms, and young entrepreneurs who understand the digital space better than anyone from her generation. For the first time, she may not be the most powerful person in the room, and that alone creates tension we have never seen before. There is also strong talk that original cast members are returning, including Meryl Streep, whose performance made Miranda iconic, and Anne Hathaway, who brought heart and growth to Andy. If both characters meet again, the dynamic will not be the same. Andy is no longer the nervous assistant. She is older, smarter, more experienced. What if she is now the competition? What if she built her own media platform that threatens Runway itself? The sequel has the perfect setup. An industry in crisis, old power facing new ideas. An unfinished tension between two strong women who once changed each other's lives. The beauty of this story is not just in fashion, it's in pride. It is in ego. It is in legacy. Miranda does not simply want to win. She wants to remain unforgettable. And if her empire begins to fall, she will not go down quietly. This is why the timing of this sequel feels powerful. It reflects the real world. Big companies are struggling to adapt. Traditional leaders are being replaced by younger voices. The fight between experience and innovation is happening everywhere. And placing Miranda in the middle of that storm gives this sequel depth beyond glamour. The official trailer for The Devil Wears Prada 2 opens with a slow shot of New York City at sunrise. The streets look calm, but the silence feels heavy. Then we hear that familiar, cold voice before we even see her. Miranda Priestly is back. The camera moves through the halls of Runway magazine, but something feels different. The office is quieter. The desks are fewer. The walls that once displayed bold fashion covers now show digital screens filled with falling numbers. Runway is not leading the industry anymore. It is struggling to survive. The trailer quickly makes one thing clear. The world Miranda once controlled has changed. Print magazines are dying. Social media influencers now decide trends. Young creators with phones have more reach than global fashion editors. And for the first time, Miranda does not look untouchable. She looks challenged. Her sharp eyes scan a report showing that Runway sales have dropped again. Investors are losing patience. The board members whisper about selling the company. A powerful new media group wants to take control. And that is where the real conflict begins. Then comes the twist no one expected. Andy Sachs returns, but not as an assistant. She walks into a high-rise office building with confidence. Now runs a fast-growing digital fashion platform that dominates online culture. Her brand speaks to young audiences. Her team moves quickly. Her ideas are bold. She represents the future. The trailer shows quick flashes of interviews where Andy talks about changing the fashion industry, about making it more real and more inclusive. It is clear she has built something powerful. And it is clear that something powerful is now threatening runway. The tension rises when we see Miranda and Andy in the same room for the first time in years. There is no shouting. There's no dramatic music. Just silence. Their eyes meet. So much history sits in that moment. Miranda once shaped Andy, pushed her, tested her. Now the student may have become the rival. The trailer does not reveal their full conversation, but one short line from Miranda stands out. She says that trends fade, but authority remains. Andy calmly responds that authority must evolve. That single exchange tells us everything. This sequel is not about fashion alone. It is about legacy versus innovation. We also get a powerful glimpse of Emily's return, played again by Emily Blunt. But she is no longer the stressed assistant running behind Miranda. She is now a strong executive in a luxury fashion brand that may be involved in the takeover of runway. Her loyalty is unclear. Is she still devoted to Miranda? Or has she chosen her own success over old connections? The trailer shows her watching both women carefully, as if she understands that this battle will change everything. The visuals in the trailer feel darker than the original film. The colors are sharper. The music is intense but controlled. Every scene feels like a chess move. Business meetings replace runway shows. Contracts replace fashion samples. This time, the glamour hides something more serious: survival. Miranda is not just defending her title as editor. She is fighting to protect everything she built. One powerful scene shows Miranda standing alone in her office at night. The city lights shine behind her. For the first time, she looks uncertain. But only for a second, because the next shot shows her walking into a meeting room filled with investors, dressed in flawless style, ready for war. That is the Miranda Priestly the world remembers. Calm under pressure, sharp under threat. The trailer ends with a bold question appearing on screen. In a world ruled by clicks and followers, who truly holds the power? Then we see Andy and Miranda walking toward each other during Fashion Week, cameras flashing around them. The music stops. Cut to black dot as the final moments of The Devil Wears Prada to unfold. Everything builds toward one massive question: who will own the future of fashion? The trailer slows down, almost like it wants the audience to feel the weight of what is coming. The rivalry between Miranda Priestly and Andy Sachs is no longer personal. It is business. It is legacy. It is survival. We see headlines flashing across screens. Runway facing shutdown. Digital platforms set to dominate Fashion Week. The pressure is everywhere. Investors demand change. Younger audiences want something fresh. The old system is cracking. But if there is one thing the world knows about Miranda, it is this: she does not surrender. One of the final scenes in the trailer shows a major Fashion Week event. Cameras flash, influencers stream live. Designers whisper backstage. And right in the center of it all, Miranda arrives. Calm, controlled, unshaken. The room slowly shifts its attention back to her. It reminds us why she became an icon in the first place. Her silence speaks louder than noise. Then we see Andy preparing for her own major announcement. Her team counts down to the launch of a new global fashion project that could completely change the industry. She looks focused, strong, and ready. There is no fear in her eyes anymore. She is no longer the girl who once doubted herself. She is a leader now. And leaders make bold moves. The trailer cleverly avoids telling us who wins. Instead, it shows moments of tension, boardroom votes, private conversations, emotional stares. We even see a short clip of Miranda removing her sunglasses slowly, almost as if she is ready to make her most dangerous decision yet. That single moment sends chills because it reminds fans of the authority she carried in The Devil Wears Prada. But this time, the world around her is not the same. And then comes the biggest reveal. The official release window appears on screen. The film is set to arrive in theaters in 2026, nearly 2 decades after the original changed pop culture. Production reports suggest filming is already in progress, with returning stars including Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway leading the story once again. This is not a reboot. It is a continuation. A real next chapter. The final line of the trailer is simple but powerful. Miranda says fashion moves forward, so do I. Cut to black. Silence. Then the title appears in bold letters. This sequel is not just about nostalgia. It reflects the real battle happening in today's world. Traditional media versus digital power. Experience versus innovation. Authority versus influence. And at the center of it all are two women who once stood on opposite sides of a desk, standing on opposite sides of an empire.